Welcome in, everybody. It is Friday, July 24th, 2026. It's a brand new episode of Not So Young Lions here on bodyslam.net. As always, I'm Max Edinburgh, joined by Blackhawk, of course, our usual two here as we break down all things in the world of New Japan Pro Wrestling. As we always do every single week, we got the G1 going right now, so kind of the heat and the height of the New Japan year outside of the build to the Tokyo Dome. This is kind of the best time of the year if you're a Japanese pro wrestling fan with the G1. Some surprising results, some not surprising results. We're going to break through the standings, give some of our favorite matches, wrestlers who've we've been really impressed with. Because we're not going to, with all these shows, there's usually we miss because we do our shows on Friday, as we are joined by Mackie live as well on Twitch. Welcome in, Mackie. And please comment along, because if you pull up comments like this, we'll pull it up here on the channel and we can have you discuss. But we can't go through every match, every show. We'll be here to the end of time. We want to when we break down matches, we like to just give it time and not rush through our breakdowns. Can't do that with the G1 because they basically are on 4 times a week, and it's 4 to 5 singles matches on those shows. So we're not going to talk through 20 matches a show, 20 matches a podcast. So we're going to go through the standings today. We're going to break down some of our favorite wrestlers who have shocked us, performed us, some surprising bad results maybe. And then towards the end of the show, we're going to break down some of our favorite upcoming matches on the weekend, because New Japan's on both Sunday and Saturday this weekend. So we'll break down some of our upcoming matches, as well as we're going to end the show, because Blackhawk and I are doing the AEW Redemption post-show. We'll be giving you guys full predictions on AEW Redemption. So Blackhawk, before we get into things, how are you doing on this Friday?
Doing good. A lot of wrestling going on this week. I just caught up with it earlier this afternoon, so thankfully I was able to get it all done. I was looking at what I needed to watch yesterday. I was like,
Yeah.
Let's go. Still got about 4 hours of this to watch, but yeah, we made it in time. So far it's been pretty good. There haven't been really any major stinkers. There've been some okay matches, but most of it's been pretty good. So I'm very, very happy with at least this first full week of the G1.
I've enjoyed it. It's been more unpredictable than I was expecting with who's winning particular matches and losing. Again, we're only 4 matches in, a lot of matches. Because let me make sure how many guys. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in each block. So it's 9 matches per guy. We're only up to 3 matches for A block, and because Umino's out, 4 for B block. So we're not even halfway through the G1 yet, but
no, not even close.
So the people who are leading right now, they probably won't be winning at the end of the day. They like those comeback stories. It's been a fascinating watch because there have been guys who I think are top guys not winning matches. There have been some interesting, not just like who's winning, but who's beating who, right, in this particular sequences. So let's just break down each block first. We'll just go like that. So A block, right now heading into this weekend, we have Hiroki Goto, Konosuke Takeshita, and Bolton Oleg, and Jake Lee, and Oiwa, all are tied at 4 points. They're all 2-1. Oiwa, Lee, Oleg, Takeshita, Goto. Then with 1 win, 1 and 2, you have Tsuji, Shingo, Okan, Yuto Ice, Sonata. So we don't have anyone who's lost. Who's gone winless. Very tight standings here. I'll get with the bad. Sonata beating Tsuji was absolutely not for me. I don't understand the booking. Sonata, first of all, has been back not winning matches, and then he just beat Tsuji. And I was like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, how does he lose just to beat Tsuji? And by the way, that's his only win in the G1 so far. He's 1 and 2. He lost to, I think it was Okan in a count out, I want to say. As well.
Okan hit him with the pile driver on a chair and then just ran back into the ring right at 19.
Jake Lee versus the world.
Yes, sir. It's the Lee G. It's the Lee 1, baby.
This is why I can't stand this block. I watch Jake Lee and Sonata wrestle on a nightly basis. Takeshita, Goto, Oiwa being 2-1 in Oleg. I think it's actually very important. Oleg winning. I
Yes.
think he beat Goto in the main event of
Yes.
Show. Big win for him. Um, Shingo is kind of where he is. I think we talked about this last week. Like he's just kind of a guy who you love seeing. He puts up great matches. He's not the guy to get the big one at this point in his career. Yuto Ice got that first win in Chicago, has not won since then. Um, I really did not like Sonata beating Suji. I think Suji being 1 and 2 is fine. He lost to Goto as well, did Suji. And what I'm nervous about is I don't think Goto or Sonata are winning the G1. So based off that, these are, I guess, Suji's going to be these next two guys who are going to be wrestling him now, and that's if he doesn't lose again, which he probably will as well, because I don't think he's going to win the G1. But were you shocked they pulled the trigger with the Sonata over Suji thing?
Yeah, that was crazy. To me, also, it's a little odd for Suji to be 1 and 2 as the IWGP
Okay.
Heavyweight Champion. Like that's their like top guy to be 1 and 2 in their biggest tournament of the year. But yeah, there's a couple of guys that I could, Suji could take a loss to, and I'd be like, okay, that's fair. Goto, take a loss to, that's fair.
He didn't even have to beat
Sonata,
Batista.
yeah, Sonata, no. He should not have lost to Sonata. Sonata could, do well in the tournament. It's fine, but he should have never beaten Suji. That's a crazy pull from Gato over there.
That's what I'm thinking about, which is like Sonata wins, so now what? Sonata's going to want a challenge now, probably for the title now. Because he didn't really win with like that much shenanigans. He just won. I was like, what? Because luckily there hasn't been as much shenanigans with House of Torture, like 10 guys in the ring. That's been good. Yes, mid card, mid card. I actually, it's not great that Sonata beat Suji. I'm sorry we burst your bubble there. We love New Japan, but we're also very frustrated with the booking. Again, do I love Jake Lee? He's not for me. He's not like he's beating like the ultimate top guys or anything. I think Takeshita is his only loss so far. I just would have had flipped. I would have had Suji at 1 and 2. I just would have had him beat Sonata and lose to Takeshita.
Yeah.
There's no problem. He's already now he can't even lose to. He's like undefeated against Takeshita, but he can't beat Suji. I mean, he can't beat Sonata. The booking does not make sense. I don't think he's going to be in the final four. Maybe that's why they're giving him these losses early, so he might almost get to the final four, not get there. But look, he hasn't wrestled Yuto Ice. He probably will win that. He hasn't wrestled Okan. He'll probably win that. Shingo, I think, could go either way because those are both LIJ Unbound Company guys. I could probably see him beating Oleg as well, and help beat Jake Lee. So maybe there's one more loss for him. I think the rest of the way. But who out of this group? We talk about the negative. Who in this group is either surprising you or you've been really loving their work so far in the G1 out of this block? Before we move on.
Definitely Bolton Oleg.
Mm-hmm.
I did not expect him to come out so hot, being in the top portion of this group right now.
Yeah.
Even in the early stages is really good. His only loss being to Oiwa, is pretty impressive. Because Oiwa is somebody that they're going to be pushing very, very soon. If not during this tournament, after it, he's probably going to make a play for the global, I would assume, and Oleg's also probably going to make a play for the global. So
he's a champion too.
yeah, he's already a champion. He's a never open weight.
Oleg is the New Japan Strong.
New Japan was strong.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ishii at the show I went to.
Yeah, and then Aaron Wolf is the never open weight. Yeah, that's right. But yeah, Oleg's been very, very surprising. I've really enjoyed his work. I've always enjoyed his work.
Me too.
To say that to start off, but him being in this position right now is really good. It bodes well for him. Even if he like loses out, I don't think he will. But starting off this hot is really good.
It's not. I mean, it's not a surprise. I mean, Takeshita's the best by far, and I just think he is so electrifying to watch. Like, he also, you can tell sometimes he can't sell or do the kick out. Like, he's the best in the world to me now at the kick out of ones. Like, I get so pumped when he kicks out of one of something. Like, and he doesn't do that a lot on AEW because that's not really a thing American
Yeah.
audience are used to. But he can do that as much as he wants on these shows, and I just think he's electric. I also think I agree. I think I mean, Oleg's been impressive because they put him in really important spots already. Um, I am fascinated with the two they're going to go with for the final here because Takeshita I think should be probably back in the final four. I'm not saying he's going to win it or anything. Um, Goto I don't think is going to make it all the way there to like winning the whole thing.
Mm.
Um, they could go with Oiwa and Takeshita. I could see that. Because I don't think like Sonata, Yuto Ice, Shingo, and Great O'Connor guys are going to be in that final four as well. So
No.
it's going to be very interesting. I just want the booking to be better of Suji at this point. Like both his title reigns have been so weak, in my opinion. The first one was like he had Andrade at the American show, which was very good. He had good matches, but like there wasn't that like salivating either story or there's been a rivalry. Beats Newman, and then now he's like losing matches left and right on these shows. I just don't. When he's your champ, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
B block. So again, everyone got an extra point because, or some of them have got an extra point so far because we're going to wrestle Umino, but he's out, so they get an extra point. So Newman, Hanare, Drilla, and Gabe, 6 points. Aaron Wolf, Red Narita, 4 points, as well as Oscar, but Oscar's 2 and 2 because he got counted for the Umino win.
Mm-hmm.
Uemura is also at 4. ZSJ is at the bottom of this block with 2 points. And Zach is in the main event of Sunday against Gabe. So here's the thing. I'll say this right off the bat. You know what I'm going to say? I think Gabe Kidd is the most interesting thing going in this tournament. First of all, he comes out to the Death Riders intro, and he has like a Daniel Garcia remix to his own theme, which I think is very cool. He like chucks the championship like in the crowd. Like, he doesn't give a crap about this title. In story, I'm saying. I've been very pleasantly surprised how Callum has looked. He's doing a really good job selling the shoulder injury because if he was hurt, he would not be doing this tournament. But every match he sells it. In his most recent loss, he literally tapped out to Ren because he literally is like, I can't with the shoulder. Now, there was way too many shenanigans in that match. Way too many shenanigans. Like he literally, Ren I thought had like 4 finishers in a row. He kicked out and then just tapped. But I'm
I actually really enjoyed that match.
It was a fun match. I think the ending was a little much for me. But
I thought this was like one of the few times where the House of Torture run-ins was fine because it was just Dick Togo, and Callum had Zane J with him to counterbalance it, and so it was like they were like going back and forth on the outside as well as in the ring, and I was like, okay, I can kind of get with this.
I will say they did make Zane J look like an idiot the whole match because he would watch shenanigans, and then after like they're about to finish the job, then he helps. I'm like, you're just standing there as they're like beating him up. I'm like, get in the freaking ring, Zane. I'm really happy for Drilla being 3-1. I think it's really awesome. Guy is so good. He also wins in multiple different ways, which I find interesting. But he's got the crowd right now too. He beat Gabe, which I think was cool. Gabe's like, great, a non-Japanese guy beat me. I knew he was good. He could beat me. But all these other Japanese guys. Zach has had a tough road though to be 1 and 2. It's not like he's like losing to like random people here. Because Zach, let me think. Zach lost to who did Zach lose to officially? I'm trying to remember.
Callum.
Yeah, that I knew for sure.
Let's see, what was the other one?
It was Yuya, wasn't it?
Yeah, Yuya.
And he beat Oscar? Why does that not sound right? Who did Zach beat? Wait, you went to the show. He beat
Uemura? It was on the first night.
He beat Uemura.
Yeah.
So that's his one win. He lost to Callum. I need to figure out who the hell Zach lost to. I can't believe I don't remember who Zach lost to. Was it Drilla? Drilla beat Gabe. He has the extra point for Shota, so he also has another win. I don't remember who else. All right, I'll look this up as you talk. But are you happy with Zach? No, Zach with Drilla getting these couple wins here.
Yeah, I am happy with Drilla. We had talked about this all year,
Yeah.
even before our rebranding to just a New Japan podcast.
No, he
Um,
did lose to
that
Yuya.
yeah. He lost to Yuya. He lost to Callum.
He won a Earth. I
Um,
just can't remember who he
yeah,
beat.
he won.
He beat Shota. There you
He
go.
beat Shota. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. All right, keep going.
Um, but that's been a common theme for us. The entire show, like our entire show history has been, Drilla is ready for that big singles push. Um, Even when the War Dogs were still
Yeah.
around, we both agreed that it was time to get Drilla
Yeah.
in the singles division and get him working.
Yeah.
And this G1 is going to be huge for him. He's got the crowd.
Yeah.
It's just going to be that back office giving him a shot.
Yeah.
And he's beaten Gabe. So that could mean we get a Gabe.
They were setting that up.
Yeah, they're setting up a match with Gabe for the global.
He might win that match again, probably. Also, by the way.
I think he will. I think it was really close when Shota won.
He beat Yuya this past Wednesday.
Yeah, beat Yuya. I could have gone really either way between Shota and Drilla on that match, and Shota ended up winning. But I would not be mad about Drilla walking out, even into like Wrestle Kingdom as the global champion.
I can see Drilla being put in that spot. I'm very happy. Hanare also being. I love Hanare. I just think the guy hits as hard. He's one of the most believable wrestlers in the world.
Yep.
Oscar, by the way, doing really good work. I know
Yes.
I think Yuta matches have been fine. Like I haven't been blown away. Oscar didn't really know the singles. I love the match with Gabe.
Yes, that was so good.
But they both just beat the crap out of each other, and that's what you want to see. I thought he did very well in the match with Gabe. Because Gabe's a lot to deal with, both physically and also just what he's trying to pull off from a character perspective. And also, the Oscar was good on commentary, by the way. I think it was the first night in Japan. He did very well on that as well. So here's what I think about this block. I think Yuya needs to win the G1. He's the only guy I think is winning the G1.
Yes.
But again, we live in an era where Gato has Sonata beating Tsuji. So I really don't know who they have. Callum is such a wild card still because he's selling the shoulder injury. I think that is going to be the reason why he's not winning this tournament, obviously. I don't know if that means he's not in the Final Four, but at least not winning this tournament. I think they'll sell like, my shoulder, I can't do this anymore. Gabe has good heat. I don't know what they're doing with Gabe. Guy's getting really good heat on the show. I mean, this guy was like the most beloved wrestler for them all of last year. He had the New Japan insignia on his pants. Now he's flipping them off. And every time he gets introduced, he's yelling into the mic, say AW like 3 times. I was like, oh my God. He is so great.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I would be shocked if it's not
like Zach will beat him.
Yuya. Yeah.
You know?
I'd be shocked if it's not Gabe and Yuya as the last two for this block.
I can totally see that. Ren's matches are like, again, I don't love House of Tortures. Their matches are very, like him and Sonata's matches are booked just very similarly. It's kind of what it is. Aaron Wolf has not been like moving the needle for me. I thought his first match with Hanare was good. Both similar sizes, both hard hitting. He hasn't really found that. He's not popping for me as much as I would have hoped because we were all ready for him to be done wrestling House of Torture guys. It's great that he's not at this point other than Ren, but nothing has kind of like blown me away yet with him. I think he's a very good wrestler. I just haven't been like, wow, that match was unbelievable from Aaron Wolf. Not yet.
I think I agree, but his match with Gabe the other night I thought was fantastic, and you kind of start to see more out of Aaron Wolf. And I think it'll kind of continue that trend as the tournament goes on. We'll
Mhm.
get more and more out of Aaron Wolf because yeah, he has been stuck in that House of Torture vortex,
Yeah.
as people like to call it.
Yep.
Um, and so this is kind of his first test outside of, House of Torture members.
Yep.
Um, so I think it could be really good for him, but it's also a big test for, earlier in the year they were throwing him into matches where he would lose in minutes. And so
Yeah.
now that he's
This is
active
his
in the
first full
G1,
year.
yeah, yeah. And he's still technically he's still a young lion. Like
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
just been given full reins.
Yeah.
Um, and so he's still got a lot to learn. I think he's going to be fine.
Yep.
And I think as the tournament goes on and as he faces more people, he's going to learn more and
Yeah.
really figure himself out.
I'm not worried about Aaron Wolf. People make fun of his look. I think his look feels like a wrestler to me.
Yeah,
He just feels like
his
a
book is
professional.
fine.
Yeah. Um, let's think here. Let's actually start talking about some matches this weekend. So Saturday, we have the matches for A block, Goto, Great Khan, and here comes my hell, Jake Lee versus Sonata. I mean, what? This match is going to be awful. This match is going to be awful. Like, kill me. I might skip this match. Seriously, I literally cannot believe I have to watch this. Takeshita and Oleg, they've had really good matches in the past. I mean, Takeshita, for God's sake, put him over for the never openweight title last year. Yuta Weiss and Oiwa, I can see Yuta Weiss actually getting a win here.
I think that one's going to be a sleeper. I think that one's going to be
Yeah.
really good.
I, for some reason, think Shingo is beating Tsuji. And I think they're going to have Tsuji lose 3 of 4 and then win the rest.
Yeah, he's going to have a not really a come to Jesus moment, but
Yeah.
he's going to be like, I got to figure this out, kind of moment.
Yes. And then Sunday, we have for Aaron Wolf and Oscar. That'll be an interesting match. Aaron Wolf doing the angle slams and suplexes on a big guy will be fun.
Mhm.
Honore and Red Narita. I mean, I don't know how great that match is going to be, but Callum and Drilla, and then Zach and Gabe. That will be very good. The last 2 matches on that card will be
Yeah.
really, really, really good. Because I think Zach will get a win on Gabe. That might be a story where Gabe just doesn't lose to Japanese guys. He's like, this is great. I'm losing to a British guy. I'm British. I'm losing to one of my War Dogs brothers. That's cool too.
Yeah.
Because he just hates Japan now. It's his character. He just hates everything related to Japan. I do think man, it would be a big win for Drilla if he could beat Callum. I just don't know what they're doing there. Because the winner of that's 4-1 in a very good spot.
Yeah.
In 1. I'm very fascinated in it. I knew I was gonna like B Block more. I think that stood for me so far. I've way more enjoyed B Block, at least my opinion. That could be.
I'm an A block guy.
I know we're like complete opposites. You love A Block and I love B Block. Like give me Zach and Gabe any day of the week, and I really do think B Block. Or sorry, there's 2 guys who just feel like slam dunks, and that's Callum and Yuya. They just feel like slam dunk top guys. And now, yes, they technically pulled the trigger on Callum, but he lost the title like very early in this reign. Yuya does feel like a sure thing. He just feels like the guy who probably should win the world title in January. Like,
I agree.
I don't know. Like, I still like Tsuji a lot, but I just feel like this guy has like that aura of I am Mr. Like, I think Tsuji sometimes it feels kind of forced being I'm the New Japan, I'm Mr. New Japan. I really think Yuya doesn't have to even say that to be.
No,
He
yeah.
feels like a New Japan top guy to me without having to every promo, because Tsuji in every promo brings up I'm Mr. New Japan, I'll do this. I like. Sometimes you don't have to tell me every time you're Mr. New. Like I think Yuya really has that aura. I guess that's great. But I think that's the truth, in my opinion. Blackhawk.
Yeah, I think he has that aura of like almost like a superhero.
Yeah.
That's here to save the day. He makes me feel very comfortable when watching it. Like the company is in good hands when I'm watching Yuya. And
Yep.
so I think the future for New Japan is with Yuya right now. And it's no shade to Suji. Suji's going to be a big part of the future as well.
Yep.
But when they're looking for that next Tanahashi, that next Okada, that next person who's going
Yep.
to be the marquee person for New Japan, I think Yuya
Yep.
is that person for the long run.
Yep. I do agree. He just feels like such a slam dunk, man. I just
Yep.
think this is you can't mess this up. Like I hope they don't, because he's only 2-2. Um, he's not wrestling on Sunday because he's the one odd man out who would have faced Umino, so he's just not wrestling that night.
Mhm.
But yeah, B block is for me. We're so different in that way, which is very. I think it simply is. We both aren't like Sonata people, but you do like Jake Lee and I don't. So I think that's like the
Yeah.
same difference between us.
Well, it's like A Block has Jake Lee, Goto, Bolton Oleg. Those are like my favorites.
I
Like
know.
all
And again,
all the
look,
people that I like tune in to watch are in A Block.
I mean, look, the final four of those matches on Sunday are. You could tell me are my four favorites in New Japan. I would tell you.
Yeah.
Probably, I mean, probably they are. Gabe and Zach. I think Zach and Takeshita are two wrestlers that you just expect greatness every time they're in a match. They're
Yeah.
the two people who they're definitely not winning this tournament. I don't think. Takeshita's not winning this back to back. He's really got to be in AEW stuff going all in also. Zach has been there, done that the last 2 years. I think he can be in that the global. I can see Drilla and Zach for the title at
Hmm.
like I don't think Gabe is wrestling for the global. I think Gabe's gonna do. That's another situation. I would have like a if they can build maybe if Suji's not the champion by the Tokyo Dome, I would have like a Mr. New Japan wrestler be like a Japanese guy beat Gabe at the Tokyo Dome.
Yeah.
I think we're getting Osprey and Newman. That's the only match I have like a slam dunk like is happening in January, but I'm fascinated. I'm very fascinated. I'm enjoying it. I don't think it's been like the all time. We're not getting those like classics yet, but again, we're not even halfway through.
Yeah. It's just the first full week. We got a lot of wrestling to go.
Yes, I agree. I think it's time for AEW Redemption now, Blackhawk. Let's move into AEW Redemption. So if you guys are not familiar, Blackhawk and I do all the post shows for AEW pay-per-views. And I'll say this, Redemption, something, the plan was, of course, to have Kenny win the title here at Redemption. For whatever reasons, which have not been made public, Max moved up the match to have it at Beach Break. So for him to have some time off going into, before All In. So there isn't as much. We're so pumped to see Kenny win the title. Kenny's, wrestling Kevin Knight, going to be an amazing match. But, I think AEW is still at a very high still. Do they have their flaws? We're going to get into some flaws throughout this show of why is this person wrestling this person. There's so many champions wrestling for other titles on this show, or champions on this show not even defending their title on the show. There's a lot of like in ring wise. Again, as I always say, AEW never disappoints on pay-per-views, and they have a lot of matches on this show that are Do I think this is going to reach the last two pay-per-views? No. Do I wish this was a more impactful pay-per-view? I would say going into All In. I wish it was. But again, I don't know the reasoning why they moved up the match. And to be fair, they got by far their best TV rating in like 2 or 3 years on that Beach Break show. So, and they make more money doing their TV rights than doing these pay-per-views. So for me, I don't have a huge problem with it, but I understand people who are like, well, that makes me not want to watch Redemption. And that's true. AEW has to deal with the ramifications of moving up that match. So that's why I feel. Are you excited for the show on Sunday?
I'm excited. I think it's one of those times where they kind of play it a little safe going into All In. And they're going to give us great matches, as that's understood.
Yep.
But they're not really pushing the envelope with anything because they want their people healthy. They want them to be able to work All In. All In's going to be huge this year, so they need all hands on deck. And they might just take it light this show, which isn't like WWE taking it light where they only do a handful of 5-10 minute matches. They're gonna have the full 15 like 9 to 15 minute matches and all
Now,
this. Everything's gonna be good, but
the positive of that, Blackhawk, the show is starting an hour earlier for us.
yes,
Don't think people understand, unless you're in the wrestling media business. But these pay-per-views go on for a very long time. I mean, we are usually up
yes,
until like 2:30, 3 in the morning breaking down pay-per-views. Now, does that mean? Now, I still think by starting the pre-show at 6 anyway, the main show, I still think they're going to midnight. I think they are going 7 to 12. Um, I just think last pay-per-view was a bit of a going from 8 o'clock to that show did not end until like 1 in the morning. And we were on here until I would say 3 in the morning Monday.
yeah,
That just can't happen. So are we gonna be up until 2 a.m.? Maybe. But I think that's better than the show being over at 1 a.m. Again, if it was a Saturday night, I would have no problem with it. It's tough, especially like now, us working. It's tough. Like
yeah,
I'm working 7 a.m. on Monday, and I'm going to do the post show with you, but it's tough. The turnaround of for most people who have work the next day, 9 to 5, whatever you have you, it's tough. So let's give our predictions here. New Japan wise, we got a fun one here. Bang Bang Gang, Jay White and Juice against Finley and Clark in a double chain tag match. The interesting with this feud at the moment, which it's gonna be interesting. So I do think Bang Bang Gang will go over. I still feel like they're adding War Dogs to make this a 4-on-4 situation. We have or 5-on-5 because they have Ace, the Guns, Juice, and Jay. The dogs at this point just have Finley and Clark. Now I don't think Gabe's
yeah,
coming down anytime soon. Maybe he'll be ready for All In after the G1, but I still think the Bang Bang are to win. They have the numbers advantage. I am fascinated what the is it just like a double steel cage match? Is that but that doesn't they're not gonna do that All In. So I am fascinated what they're doing with the story. But from a Bullet Club diehard perspective, and there's a lot of rich story, especially with Finley especially because Finley kicked Jay White out of Bullet Club. Plus Finley got to start really for most audiences by being in a tag team with Juice for years. I'm very excited for the storytelling and the feud in this match as well. But who do you have winning this Blackhawk as well?
and this one's a toss up. I feel like with Jay White coming back, they're gonna be pushing the Bang Bang Gang pretty hard,
Yeah.
but the dogs are still fairly new. They've been in some um, heavy feuds recently.
Yeah.
Gabe Kidd is still part of the dogs, maybe. So they might want to wait until he comes back for something real big. But he's in Japan repping the Death Riders, so don't really know what's going on with that. But I think Bang Bang Gang is the safe option, especially with the Jay White return. That'll get a huge pop if he gets the win. So I think that's usually what they usually go with what's going to probably make the biggest pop.
Yep.
And I think Jay White will get you the biggest pop.
Yeah. Jay's back. He beat Clark on Dynamite. They are keeping Jay and Finley away from each other from a singles perspective, which I do find interesting. So we'll see. We have a 6-way ladder match because why not? I guess. We get the number 1 contender for the International Championship, which of course is held by Kyle Fletcher. We have Jack Perry, Beast Mortos, which by the way, I just want to say, great because he has had so many visa issues the past couple months.
Yes.
Him and Sammy had to drop the Ring of Honor titles in Mexico because he couldn't fly over to the States to do the show. Got Commander, got Speedball. I'm really happy Nick Wayne is involved in this match with El Clone. Now, again, those are Nick Wayne and El Clone. I just want to say are spoilers. Those matches have already been taped. They'll be on Collision on Saturday. It's going to be a high-flying match because you have Mortos, Commander, Speedball, El Clone. Nick Wayne, on a random Collision a week ago, he wrestled Jack. He did like a Tope Canadian Destroyer and just a regular match with Jack. So this match is going to be nuts.
Yeah.
I don't think this is like, again, this is not going to affect All In because I think Fletcher's going to beat this person on Dynamite, and then I still think we're getting Fletcher versus Okada versus Takeshita at All In. I just think that is the 3-way match that needs to happen at All In. I'm gonna pick. Mm, I'm in between Jack and Speedball. Um, we have already seen Fletch and Speedball earlier this year, one of the best TV matches I've seen
Mhm.
all year. I'm gonna go Jack for now. That's a cool pop. Everyone doing the song and him
Yeah.
being up there. Um, I still think Speedball is at some point going to get involved in the Kevin Knight stuff, and I can totally see him doing Kevin Knight and Speedball again, just at All In. Um, so I'm going to say Jack for now, but maybe Speedball get wins, and because Fletcher's in the Don Callis family, that can also continue Speedball and Kevin. But I'm going to say Jack Perry for now.
I'm gonna take a wild shot
Oh,
and go with Nick Wayne.
wow.
I think he did
Sure.
really well at Best of the Super Juniors this year. Um, and he's been performing really well when
Yeah.
given spots on AEW. I think they might use this as an opportunity to push him off the card a little bit,
Yeah.
test the waters, because he's not going to beat Okada. Nobody in this match is going to beat
Fletcher.
Okada or Fletcher. I keep forgetting that
There's a
Fletcher's got
lot of
it, man.
titles. I
Okada's
always
had
have
it for
Fletcher.
so long. It's just I forget Fletcher's had it or Fletcher's got it. But he's not beating Fletcher because I think Fletcher goes into All In. You know, it's same as you. I think Fletcher goes into All In with Takeshita and Okada for the title.
Yeah.
Whether one of them is going to be holding it, I think that's the match, regardless of who's holding it at All In. But I think it would be really cool to see Nick Wayne get a little push here
Yep.
and show what he can do on a pay per view.
Yep. I like that. Sheeta and Maya World for the TBS title. Again, I'm really happy they're continuing the Maya World stuff. I don't think this is her moment still. I think Sheeta's going to win. The big moment for Maya will be beating Athena next month here in Philly. I think she will beat Athena for the women's title. And because Athena has now finally passed the Roman Reigns title run. So
Yep.
she has the longest reign in the history of wrestling. I would have Athena lose to Maya next month in Philly for the title. I don't think Maya World's moment is to beat Sheeta. There's been no really build up to this match whatsoever. I would have Sheeta retain the title here. Blackhawk.
Completely agree. I think my world's got bigger fish to fry,
Yeah.
as the saying goes. I think Athena is the big win for my world, the one that's going to really push her over the moon. She's already on a super high run,
Yeah.
which is really good for her. But yeah, I think Sheeta has a lot going on with a lot of different people, mainly Chris Statlander.
Mm.
Um, and so I think looking forward, we'll get Chris Statlander and Sheeta at All In, which would mean Maya World does not win this match.
There you go. I like that. All right, so we have Death Riders, which is John Moxley and Will Ospreay. They're wrestling the Young Bucks. Now, on paper, and I think it'll be if it's not one of the top three matches of the night, I'll be shocked.
Yeah,
I have the Bucks winning. The Bucks are gearing up to be in the ladder match. In my opinion, the TLC at All In. They need to be back in the tag title. If they're losing, they've lost a lot recently. They even lost at the Dogs recently. They need a big win on pay per view. I don't think Moxley cares about getting pinned in this match. I just think the Bucks are the ones who are going for a tag title shot at the biggest show of the year. Them losing to I love Moxley and John as a team, but they're not like an actual team. Now I also want to say on the show too, I do think something big is going to happen because I do think Tony wants some newsworthy stuff because on paper this is not going to be a very newsworthy show.
yeah,
They could have a New Day appearance here. They could have a Motor City Machine Guns appearance here. I do think they're setting. I do think still, and we'll rope this in because I do think Christian. We all know Christian and Cope are going to beat Claudio and Pac.
right.
So I still think we're going to get Cope and Cage, FTR, Bucks, and if they really want to, both the New Day and Motor City Machine Guns because they also have a Detroit show coming up very soon. I think they definitely want Motor City on that show. I still think that's the plan for All In. I still think they want to do that TLC ladder match. But to get there, the Bucks can't be losing matches and then all of a sudden like, hey, we're going to be in the match. Like they have to get wins as well on this way too. All In Blackhawk.
Yeah, I agree. I do think Mox will eat the pin this one because Osprey is on a high.
Yeah.
We're looking at Osprey to go into All In. against Kenny. Having him lose here to the Young Bucks would be a little odd. Um, Even though it's a tag match, it doesn't really have any implications for his match with Kenny. It would just be a little awkward. Um, but yeah, I think I agree with you as well. I think we'll get the New Day here um, in Canada, and I think when they go to Detroit, they'll do the Motor City Machine Guns as maybe a surprise. I don't know if they'll announce it.
Yeah,
I think it would be more fun as a surprise. Even though
I
there's like a
totally,
lot of people saying that they're going to be there in Detroit already.
because the
I think it'd
show
be a
in
fun
Detroit
surprise.
is this Wednesday. So here's the thing they could
Yeah,
do. They could have Motor City show up on Sunday, and then they could help promote the show in Detroit leading in. The question is, do you want them advertised or not advertised? I
yeah,
totally get both sides to it. I just think Tony needs, not needs, I think he probably feels like we need to give people something really, oh my God, on the show from a booking perspective. Because there's not a lot of like wow booking moves that can happen on this
yeah,
show. Um, now, where do they get involved? I really couldn't tell you, but I do think Motor City, because all those WWE guys who got released all those time, 90 days ago, are all now free agents. So
yeah. That was what,
they,
Wednesday?
New Day wanted to. Yeah, the Dynamite is this Wednesday. So if they wanted
No, no,
to,
no, I'm saying when the releases went up.
oh yeah, they've been up since
Yeah,
Wednesday. Exactly.
yeah,
So technically, New Day can show up on Sunday. When we're seeing against Kyrie Sane, all these people. So it'll be very interesting. Now, a match I'm dreading because I know who's going to win and it's not exciting is the Painmaker, Chris Jericho versus Ciampa. And the problem here is this is the exact booking of the Ricochet feud, which was Ricochet wins the first match, and then you know he's going to lose the second match, and that is it. Like, Ricochet got really nothing out of that feud. He's doing nothing since. Ciampa has been phenomenal since coming over. Beat Jericho, and I thought actually he got a lot out of Jericho in the beach break match. But I think we all know, dreading this, that Jericho has to win this one
yeah,
because he's not going to lose two in a row. Um, I think Ciampa should absolutely win this match. Like I actually fiercely think he should win. They are not going to do it because this is literally deja vu booking. Except the Ricochet feud was Ricochet got a won on a pay per view. The feud ended on Dynamite. Ciampa this time won on Dynamite. I think the feud's going to end on pay per view. What are your thoughts,
yeah,
Barbara?
yeah. I think Ciampa will end up winning out on this feud. I don't think it'll end like Ricochet because Ricochet has a lot of other things going on. Ciampa really doesn't have anything outside of this right now.
Sure.
And so I think Ciampa will take the victory, and they'll go for one more, even the score, and
Yeah.
then Ciampa wins there too.
Yeah.
Because Ricochet has his whole crew,
Yeah.
and they're like we're feuding with random people and the Hurt Syndicate and
Yeah.
like all this. So it makes sense that they just kind of cut it at 1-1 because there's a lot of other outside influences going on, but this one is very one-on-one,
Yeah.
like sole two people. I think Ciampa will just take this away.
I'm so nervous. I really, because I know he's going to lose, and I'm still nervous. So we have Fletcher versus Bandito. Now, on paper, to me, this will be and props saying Ricochet has factions most useless. It shouldn't be the most useless stable. It has been. They're never in the trio. The trios division does not matter in AEW over the last, I would say, year plus. People don't even like Orange Cassidy, O'Reilly, and Roddy are the champions. I would tell you, even regular AEW fans have no idea who the trios champions are.
I forgot about it until you said Orange Cassidy. I was like, oh, that's right. They have them in the backpacks.
That's right. And why? Yeah, why even bring it up? Because they're never wrestling on the show as trios champs.
Yeah.
So we have Fletcher and Bandito. This probably will be the best match on the show. I will stand by. I definitely think it will be the best match on the show. Here's my problem. Bandito again is the Ring of Honor World Champion, getting another singles match on pay-per-view, going to lose again. I think this whole year he has just been losing on pay-per-view, but he's a world champion. First of all, never defends the Ring of Honor title. To me, I just don't know why this is not Brody.
Yeah.
Like, Bandito is the world champion of Ring of Honor. He doesn't need to be losing singles matches.
Yeah, it looks bad for the
Left and
Ring of
right.
Honor world title, as well as anybody who's fought him for the world title. Is,
Seriously.
now Bandito's on the main roster losing a lot. I mean, he's going to lose to Kyle Fletcher. That's pretty much a given.
Lost to Swerve,
So
lost to
yeah, lost to
Andrade.
Swerve. Yeah, so I don't really know what they're doing with him, other than leaving him as Ring of Honor champion because they haven't figured out who's going to take that from him. They have like a roster of guys who could do that,
Oh, of course.
and they're just not using them, which is odd. The Ring of Honor is really weird to me sometimes because it feels like at times they put a lot of work into it, and things look really good, and then there are other times where it looks like Tony forgot that he bought Ring of Honor, and you're
There are
looking at it,
some
you're
times,
like,
and I love Tony, but there are times where that happens.
it's like, is that you serious? And then
I really
two
do
weeks
hope.
later, you're like, oh, Ring of Honor is cool. Yeah,
I really do hope because I'm going to Death for Dishonor. I really do hope there's a refresh. Athena loses full-time AEW. I really do think they need someone to beat him, Bandito, because Bandito just does not
I
defend this
agree.
title. Does not defend this title ever. So again, will this match probably be the best match on the show by a lot? I do think so. Bandito is so freaking good, and Fletcher's become a
Oh
top
yeah,
3 wrestler in the world, in my opinion. So Mark Davis Andrade for the national title, like another championship that people probably forget exists on a daily basis. Andrade is going to win this match. They're going to give Andrade a championship. I still, he's not going to be in the world title picture. I think he's wrestling Max at All In. I really do think. Max is not going to be in the world title. I think they're going to leave it Omega Osprey. I just
agreed.
think the next best option is for Max to be wrestling Andrade at All In. And Andrade beating him at All In.
I think so too. I think Andrade wins here, and he carries that title into All In, and Max, makes a play for it. I when they unveiled the national title, I thought it was a good idea.
Yeah. But
But
Mark's
they
great,
have,
by the way. By the way,
yeah,
Mark
yeah.
has been great.
Mark is fantastic. I think this match it might be a sleeper pick for best match of the night.
Yeah.
But when they unveiled it, it was supposed to be defended nationally across multiple brands, and I think Ricochet is the only one that has defended it outside of AEW.
Yeah.
Now, granted, they haven't had a ton of people with long reigns. They've been
Sure.
fairly short reigns, and with the My AEW stuff, and them partnering with a bunch of different
Yeah, he
indie
does it
promotions.
ROH, but that's like
Yeah,
of outside AEW.
um,
Yeah.
I think with the My AEW and all the partnerships they're doing over there,
Yeah.
that might become a big title in the next couple months. I feel like once everything kind of gets
Yeah.
settled and people get used to what they're doing, I think he'll probably be defending on, or people will be defending it on, House of Glory. Um, who else was the Produce is on there?
Yeah. Even Japan, they should go to Japan too.
Yeah, I
I,
agree.
I agree. So I'll end on the women's match. So Omega and Kevin Knight. We know Omega's going to win. I think this match will be very good.
Yeah,
Do I
yeah,
wish Kevin Knight as TNT champion would give a little single crap about his own championship? I do. I think it's wrestling's biggest problem. Like Tiffany Stratton, for example, on SmackDown. She is not going to be defending her U.S. title at SummerSlam because she's now in the ladder match for the world title. Like, these people need to focus in wrestling. This is, by the way, this is all companies, okay?
yeah.
We cover wrestling. You forgot. I forgot last week. Gabe's my favorite wrestler. I forgot he even beat freaking Shota Umino for the title. The amount of championship reigns or titles you just forget. Like Oleg, we have no idea what title he even had. For God's sake, and we cover this. Every promotion. I'm not trying to knock it. It is every promotion has wrestlers who just don't care about their own championships and want to wrestle for other championships. I don't understand why Kevin Knight has been single focused on this world title for months. And he has been TNT champion throughout all of this. So I think we're getting
I wish they would instill the old X Division rules where you could turn the championship in for a world title shot,
sure.
or something like that. Maybe, I don't want Kevin Knight to lose a TNT championship because I think he's got a lot of really good potential opponents for it. But going into this match with Kenny, if he drops a belt, he's putting it all on the line to face Kenny for the world at this point. And you could have an open match for the TNT title.
Yeah, again, Kenny's gonna get this match will be really, really good. It's frustrates me. Now the match that is up for grabs the most for most people is this Tekla Willow match, which I think is by far from a story, booking, going to All In has the most fascinating options. Now, do I think Willow's going to win? I do, because the plan has been Willow Mercedes for a very long time. I just think Tekla has been so undeniable. I'm fascinated because I'm nervous actually. Because I do think Willow's winning and we're doing Willow Mercedes. I am nervous
Yeah.
about Tekla's booking for All In because she's been one of the biggest stars for the company, red hot, hasn't lost any momentum. And I'm really nervous she's going from being the number one star in this division this year to, I don't know what she would do at All In. Maybe just being in the Casino Gauntlet. But I'm nervous because I do think Tekla's losing. And I'm nervous Tekla's not going to be in a big spot, like won't be rewarded for all this work going into All In. Now, could they easily do Tekla and Mercedes? I think they could. They could easily turn Mercedes babyface and do Tekla and Mercedes. But I just think they want Willow beating Mercedes at All In. And
Well, I feel like there's a pretty easy way to do that with Mercedes now with Divine Dominion and Triangle of Madness. I mean, it's 3-on-3 right there. If if Tekla beats Willow, you could start programming that pretty early on, fairly easily. Even though Triangle Madness is Tekla, Sky Blue, and
Julia?
Julia is doing the Stardom tournament.
They have the they have the trios titles there now.
Yeah, they also have the trio titles there. I feel like there's a lot on the line for them as a trios women's group. For both of them, they could have a huge thing going into All In if Tekla beats Willow here.
I just don't. I think Divine Dominion are wrestling Brawling Birds at All In, so I just think Sisters of Sin got their title match on Wednesday. It was a very good match, but I just think they're going Willow. They wanted her to win the Owen from day one, and she got injured. This is her chance to get back to be in All In and wrestle Mercedes. They have a lot of history, New Japan and AW wise. I think Tekla deserves a worthy match at All In.
Yeah.
I would do, if I could, like if Kairi Sane goes back to Stardom, I would do Stardom versus New Japan, AW again, and just do Kairi Sane versus Tekla at All In. I would do that in a heartbeat. I just don't know if they're going to do that or not.
I don't know. Was she part of the ones that were?
Yeah, so Kairi's available now.
Okay. Yeah.
So
again, I would assume she goes back to Stardom. I don't think she has a good relationship with old Rosie over there at Marigold. So
she did Stardom when she left the first time.
Yep.
She literally was the first IWGP Women's Champion and lost to Mercedes. So.
Yep.
I'm very excited. I do think Willow and Tekla is going to have a pretty baller match. So
yeah,
that is our predictions for AEW Redemption. We actually got this to an hour basically, so very happy about that. Blackhawk Leslie, where people can find you and all those fun things.
You can find me at Blackhawk Walker on all platforms other than Instagram. It is the Blackhawk Walker. I post a lot of match reviews. I haven't been doing that recently. I'm getting back to that this next upcoming week. I should have a schedule posted somewhere so you can see kind of what's going to be posted on the Patreon and all kinds of stuff like that. So be on the lookout for that. After settling from the G1 now, and I've had a week to figure everything out, I think I've got an idea of what to do next.
Nice.
So
very cool.
Pretty happy about that. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Obviously for Body Slam, I do Not So Young Lions as well as the AEW post shows with Max. So if you are interested in any of that, check that out at bodyslam.net or on the YouTube, bodyslam.net or bodyslam.net on YouTube and bodyslam.net on Twitch.
Thank you for promoting that because I'll do the same. Follow us across all our social media platforms. I am Max Denberg. You can follow me at Denberg Max on Twitter, Max Denberg on Instagram. I do highs and lows. I tried a new editing style on Monday where it's me and then I have some video from the matches. So hopefully you guys enjoy the new look for the highs and lows now moving forward. I'll do that tonight for SmackDown. So let me know your thoughts. I do all the post shows as well for Body Slam. So I'll be doing SummerSlam in a week. We have Redemption. All In. I'm not sure if I can officially do that because of my new work schedule, but worst case, we'll find a time to talk about All In as well. But I do all the post shows for Bioslam. Also, I've been writing a lot more. I usually write 2 stories, 3 stories a day. Did 3 yesterday, so go check out bioslam.net. Give us some views, really would mean a lot to us. Subscribe to our YouTube. And also, again, every single Friday, we're going to have we'll be back same time next week, but after that, we'll have basically for August, starting in August, we'll have a new time for the show. But again, next week, 6 o'clock usually p.m. EST. You got Blackhawk, you got myself breaking down the G1 for Not So Young Lions. Thanks, everyone, and we'll see you guys in another video.